All right, so this is my, it's now my truck, but it was my dad's 1977 Ford F150. He got it in 1987, so it was 10 years old when my dad got it, and he had it for about 32, I guess about 32 years. So I just got it a few months ago, and I decided right before I got it that I was probably going to do a video series on restoring it back to fully operational, everything working, everything beautiful. And I figured it'd be neat to document the whole thing. And then the other reason I thought I would document everything on restoring it was YouTube has already been really helpful for me on finding out more about this kind of truck, this body style, and how to update some of the things on it. So that, along with there's an old school internet forum that I've been on a lot, the Ford Truck Enthusiast, that's also been really helpful. So anyway, this is kind of an intro video, just introducing everybody to the truck. So it's a 1977 Ford F150 Ranger XLT. When my dad had it, for most of the time that he had bigger wheels and tires on there. And at some point he kind of retired it to be a ranch truck, and he swapped those out for a little bit smaller wheels and tires that wouldn't be so expensive. Inside is a 351M, so that's a 351 modified. It's not the Cleveland or the Windsor, it's that modified 351. If you're into these trucks and you know those engines, you'll know that that's kind of a weird bastardized version. And some people are fans, some people aren't, but I'm going to keep that engine in there. Down the road, we'll do some modifications to that to increase the horsepower and all that. But it is a four-wheel drive. Come on in here, Pam, and take a look. Blue interior. This isn't the original paint, but it is the original paint color. My dad had it repainted at one point, and it came from the factory with a silver metallic. He had it reshot at some point. I'm not sure how many years ago, but eventually down the road we'll get it repainted. Have a really good job doing that. I'm trying to think what else I want to go over with you guys. So it's got the 4 on the floor. It's the manual. It's a manual transmission in there, and with the four-wheel drive. So that wire, we can start going over everything. The stuff that needs to be updated is, there's a few big things, and the very next video that I make will talk about some of the stuff that we've already done on it. I had it in the shop for quite a few months, getting some things addressed, a couple things on the engine and how it ran, and then a couple things on this front end steering. So I'll talk about that in the next video. But so there's a few somewhat significant things like that, steering and engine and whatnot. Probably the next major thing that I need to tackle is, right now the instrument cluster doesn't work. So the odometer doesn't work. I think the only gauge, you can make your way in here, Pam. The only gauge that works is the oil pressure. So I think, power is coming to the instrument cluster, which is just a bit of circuit board, behind the panel here. But I also haven't checked all the fuses yet either. So right now the instrument cluster doesn't work. Radio has power, like you can turn it on, but it's just static. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. And this didn't come with factory AC, so you just basically have either venting fresh air through the cowl, or venting warm air from the heat of the engine. So it's pretty old school. Other than that, I mean, as far as major things that have to be addressed, that's probably what has to be addressed faster than anything else, outside of the steering and some of the engine work that we did. Got to get the instrument cluster working. I got to get the horn working. The horn's not working right now, but other than that, it runs great. I'll start it up here in a minute so you can hear it. And so like I said, it'll get repainted eventually. We'll put probably 16-inch wheels, chrome or polished aluminum, with probably some 33 to 35-inch tires. And I'm not sure if I'll update all the chrome as far as like the grill and all that. First, I'm gonna see if I can get this thing polished up, shiny as heck. Before I get it repainted, I'm gonna do a lot of work on this paint job. It's without a doubt a single coat, no clear coat on it, so it's a single coat, a single stage paint. So I'm gonna put a lot of work into that because it's been sitting on a ranch underneath trees and in the elements for a long time. So as clean as it looks right now, it took a lot of elbow grease to get it clean. It had a pretty thick layer of, you know, caked on dirt and sap and all that kind of stuff. Some of that's still present up on the roof. So anyway, this is my truck, and like I said, I'm going to document everything as we go, and because I've already found YouTube to be pretty helpful for me, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to help some people out along the way as we fix this old girl up. So stay tuned.
Okay.
All right, so a couple other things that we have to work on that I forgot to include on there was we do have to work on the brakes. They work, they're pretty good, but we also know that the back right brake really doesn't have any stopping power at all. Like, it's not really engaging. So the brakes have to be addressed pretty quick. And so as I'm here on this sloped driveway, I've got to, I have to keep my foot on the brake to keep it from rolling down the driveway. So we got a little bit of work to do, but it starts up pretty good. We had to do a little bit of engine work, and we had to do a little bit of engine work on it. And one of the things that we had to do was work on the choke. So they put an electronic choke on there instead of a manual choke. It's an electronic choke now, but it's tuned for when it's warm. And we got to, now that I've got it back from the shop, we have to do kind of a lot of driving on it, and then we'll come back and address and see if we need to retune that choke at all. So. Right now I've got my foot on the gas. It's like a hairline amount of pressure. And once it warms up, it'll be good. But until it's warmed up, if I don't have that tiny little bit of pressure on the gas pedal, it'll die. So, like I said, you know, we got some stuff to do in the interior. We got some electrical work that we got to figure out. And we got to get it tuned up a little bit better than what it is right now. And we got to work on the brakes. So, anyway, with some of this funner, more intricate stuff, not just like straight up normal engine work, but some of this more interesting, quirky stuff from a 76 or 77, which is what I'm running into. That's the stuff that's going to be fun to document. So anyway, I hope you guys end up enjoying what we're doing with it. So